Kdo je nejhorší hráč na světě?
7 different ranks broken up into 35 unique tiers. However, 8 of these tiers are exclusively home to less than 1% of the total player base. Logically, these are the highest ranks in the game. However,
to jsem já.
2 of these tiers carry the same exclusivity, but instead of being the highest ranks, they are the lowest ranks in the game. Specifically, Iron 3 and Iron 4. The absolute lowest rank in the game. In this exclusive club, 2 types of players exist. Today we are focusing on 2 different accounts that represent both sides of the Iron 4 coin.
I don't know how that hit. She's clearly hacked.
Já si budu asi posunout webku, protože ho nebude vidět ten Kadeem. Tak asi takhle dáme, no, nevím. Ale ten bude vidět.
But before we get into that, today's video is sponsored by Repeat.gg. Repeat is a platform that allows you to make money from playing video games. Seriously. The way it works is you sign up for Repeat.gg and link your Riot account. Next, go to money. And by the way, you can join multiple tournaments. So if you want to start earning about the 2 sides of the Iron 4 coin, we have to start with one side. The players that unfortunately do belong in that rank. For this example, we look at arguably the most infamous Iron player, the streamer Kadeem Alford. As of making this video, Kadeem is starting his season with 13 wins and 35 losses. This currently has him in Iron 4 with 2 LP on a 27% win rate. However, he does actively play the game almost every single day. Recently, just more normal games than ranked games. So those games aren't included in his win rate. But to put this further into perspective, Iron 4 is the lowest rank in the game and is currently home to 0.37% of the total ranked player base. At this current moment, the new season started about 2 months ago, and OP.gg says there is a little under 1
v Ironu 4 je méně lidí než Master Tieru pre.
1 million ranked players on the North American server. We can round up to a clean million for this, but 0.37% of that is less than 4,000 players. You've probably seen players brag about being a top 1% player, because that is quite the achievement. But accounts in Iron, like Kadeem's, are labeled as being in the top 99%.
How do you see me? You fucking cheater! That makes no fucking sense.
People often wonder what it takes to become a member of the Iron 4 club, but using Kadeem as a player is a very good example of what's going on with these ranks. Due to League being a complicated game compared to the majority of games, it takes a lot of learning and general self-improvement of your skills over time. However, and I don't mean disrespect by any of this, but one of the reasons Kadeem came to be popular was because of the time he put into the game with almost zero self-improvement. And although this video is focusing on him right now, overall, a lot of Iron 4 players suffer from these same faults. You can go back and look at an old clip of Kadeem and compare it with his streams today, and you wouldn't find much of a gameplay improvement. In the past, high elo players have even attempted to coach Kadeem out of Iron, with no success.
Oh, nice ult.
No.
Okay, you're not autoing him. There we go. Why did you flash?
I flashed to confuse him.
That video is from 2019, and not much has changed since then. However, aside from streaming his games almost every day on YouTube, outside...
Třeba už je tak populární díky tomu, no, podle těch zhlédnutí asi není tolik populární. Třeba už se zlepšil, ale na streamu schválně hraje špatně furt.
Outside of the game, Kadeem's popularity also comes from a small, consistent group of people following him as a person. Kadeem shares his unique thoughts on his streams and regularly on his Twitter account. Here you will find him discussing his frustrations with the game, as most of us tend to do. Can someone tell me why 20 deaths is bannable in League of Legends? It's the most dumbest rule ever made by Riot Games. Alongside tweets like this, he also shares moments from his personal life and relationship issues. So I had to block her cause she thinks I'm broke cause I'm not working a 9-to-5 job. Though sometimes these tweets can seem like a cry for help. Got to play more games than just League. To give you perspective into how long Kadeem has been doing this, I actually messaged Kadeem on Facebook back in 2018 to make an interview, to which he replied, "Oh, questions. I'm okay. Thanks though." Fair enough. Iron replaced bronze as the lowest rank in the game back in Season 9. Coincidentally, aside from
A co to bylo za odpověď prostě? Kadeem, vole, má, já nevím, 5 IQ, nebo já nevím, to tak vypadá. Že all questions, I'm okay, thanks, though. To je, já nevím, to je odpověď jak 10letého dítěte, ne, nebo...
Fair enough. Iron replaced bronze as the lowest rank in the game back in Season 9. Coincidentally, aside from Season 9, Kadeem's account has always ended in the lowest rank available. However, he is not the only player to have a ranked history like this. Beyond players like Kadeem, on the other side of the coin, there are players like Opie Hero. These accounts serve as gatekeepers of Iron. They simply decide who comes in and who comes out. Because if you have the misfortune of being in Iron and you are placed in a match with Opie Hero on your team, he will be the one who decides whether you win or lose that game. And I'm serious. As of making this video, he is already in Iron 4, 0 LP, with a 32% win rate. A quick glance at his match history looks pretty normal, but you look closer and you can quickly tell that this is not an Iron ranked player. He primarily plays Ezreal, and although he has a 30% win rate on the champion, his KDA tells a different story. It states that he averages 8 kills and 1 death per game. The average match for this player looks like this: 8 kills, 4 assists.
Podle mě hraje s někým duo, aby ve dvou byli schopni ovlivnit tu hru a prohrát ji, protože sám to nezvládneš jako prohrát.
And 0
když se hodně snažíš.
Despite never dying and having an exceptional amount of CS for this rank, he still loses. And to make matters worse, this is not a new endeavor for Opie Hero. This account has been the lowest rank in the game since 2014. They had a moment of weakness in 2016, however, when they accidentally ended the season in silver. But other than that, they have always played in the lowest available rank. This is an account that has spent the last decade playing against Iron players and purposely losing. However, it's important to note that this is not something new or exclusive to this player. There are multiple accounts doing similar things, and people have been attempting things like this for years. A while back, there was a Korean player who received a lot of attention because they were in Silver 4 with a 100% win rate on Master Yi after 300 games. To maintain his account in a low rank, he had to lose some games too. So, he had a 0% win rate on Tom Kench after over 200 games. He was doing this by duoing with a friend.
Měl 100% win rate po 300 hrách za Mastera a za Tom Kenche 0% za 200 her. To jak?
Who would play Zillion, and he would carry the game with Master Yi. His skill level and knowledge of the game was clearly way above that of a silver player, so he somehow managed to win every game they played together. And then on the flip side, in order to continue playing with low-ranked players, he had to lose some games. Here, he would play Tom Kench, and his friend would play Anivia.
Jako zase potáhat za Mastera na low elu není nějak těžký, že? A pokud se na tom low elu udržoval tím, že prohrával za Kenche a vyhrával za Mastera, tak je asi možný mít 300 her 100% win rate za Mastera.
Guarantee they lose every game, they wouldn't intentionally feed. But instead, Tom would eat his teammate, toss them out into the
to bylo ještě v době, kdy ten tam Kench je mohl vyplivnout kam chtěl on. Dneska už si můžeš jakoby vyplivnout kam chceš ty sám, že jo? Ale dřív on vyplivl tebe tam kam jakoby chtěl on. A lidi takhle to pikovali tam toho tam Kenche, aby trolili spoluhráče a flusali pod enemy tower, no.
And then Anivia would create a wall to guarantee that player dies. Eventually this got a lot of attention.
A když jdeš Anivii a vymaxuješ window jako první a jedeš full cooldown reduction, tak můžeš svým spoluhráčům non-stop rušit recally tou wallou od Anivie a oni třeba nikdy nerekolnou. Tým to můžeš rušit každých 6 sekund, protože ta ta normální vola od Anivie má prostě takhle krátký cooldown pak. A ty je můžeš s tím srat, nebo je můžeš odříznout k enemy a nechat je zabít a podobně, no. Anivia je asi nejlepší inting champ, jako no.
And both accounts were banned. Although these are more extreme examples, there is certainly a smurfing issue in Iron. To the point that some players grind accounts into Iron 4 and then later sell them to players who want to exclusively play against low-skill players. Iron 4 accounts can be found on multiple platforms and usually sell for around $30 to $80, sometimes less and sometimes more. With that being said, let us pay our respects to our soldiers struggling in Iron 4. May they eventually escape.
What? The guy just repeated. How did I just repeat?
Kadeem je Kadeem, no. Ale mi řekni, že se fakt jako nezlepšil za tu dobu. To je zvláštní, že? To je zvláštní, kámo. Ale Kadeema už každý asi zná, co. Můžeš takhle zavřít i v bázi, za tu Neumí, jo, no. Za tu Neumí můžeš hodně trolit s tou zítkou, jako no. To jsem už i zkoušel. Ještě teda za Ryzeho můžeš udělat to, že svoje spoluhráče naportíš do enemy fontány třeba. Nebo do enemy vole týmu a podobně. Ale často na to neskočej. Jako může být Iron 4, tam je těžké se dostat vědomě. Těžší jak do Emeraldu je dostat se do Iron 4. Jako je no, musíš dát dvou podle mě a intit to ve dvou nějak. Jakože piknete Neumí a třeba Poppy, nebo ne Poppy, blbost. Že piknete tu Neumí a ještě nějakýho inting champa, který jenom otravuje svoje spoluhráče, nebo nic nedělá. Neumí je a ještě nějaký champ, jaký? Ten tamkenč už teda ne, z toho můžeš vyskočit do sekundy třeba, to už takový problém není. Že tě nemůže flusnout tam, kam chce on. Bard, no jo, Bard, no, můžeš zaultit svoje spoluhráče, no. Za Barda, pravda. Ten jo, no, ten jo.